Now let's talk a bit about medical research, especially as it is reported in the news media for consumers. Our health-conscious culture has apparently convinced news editors of all stripes that reporting on the findings of the latest study from the New England Journal of Medicine or Lancet is sure to pique the interest of their target audience. So, those reports have become a standard feature of both print and online newspapers, blogs, websites, and television and radio newscasts. And as far as it goes, that's all well and good, except that these media reports seldom provide sufficient context for consumers to help them determine whether or not these study findings have any relevance for their own lives. Since making that determination of personal relevance is a vital function of health literacy, it seems an important area where we as librarians can make a difference. How? By educating ourselves and our users about the nature of medical studies, so that they may make informed decisions about their health based on the evidence from research. The key thing to remember about medical research is that, like all the sciences, it progresses incrementally in small steps. Often, that progression is one of 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Consumers are frequently confused and frustrated by multiple studies on the same medical issue that seem to contradict each other. However, we must understand and help them understand that this environment is a completely normal and even desirable state for medical research. At some point, it is natural and good that a researcher may question established medical doctrine. This is how the science of caring for our health is advanced. One piece of advice that virtually every respected health authority would give consumers in this environment would be to avoid making drastic changes to one's health regimen on the basis of the results from a single health study. It is very rare that a single study will provide sufficient evidence for or against a certain treatment, for instance. Of course, as librarians, we are not in the business of dispensing advice on anyone's particular health issue anyway. Rather, we should refer them to their healthcare provider for specific questions as to how the findings of a particular study might or might not apply to them personally. But don't stop there. I would suggest that you also refer them to websites such as PubMed Health or Health News Review, both of which provide excellent reviews of specific health news stories in the media, as well as general background information on the nature of medical research and ways to evaluate studies as reported in the media. The URLs for both these sites are included in the slide for this segment. Finally, I invite you to look over the annotated list of study types and other pertinent information in the Interpreting Medical Research handout provided in this segment. This type of background and knowledge can help you and your user determine how much weight in terms of evidence a particular study might offer. Our next segment includes a brief overview of additional reliable online resources for health information for consumers. Before continuing on to that segment, however, test your knowledge of medical research with the attached brief quiz.